Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, and we are back for our NHL 16 and Be a GM following the Philadelphia Flyers here. Going to be starting up our 2021-2022 season, which is probably year number 6 or 7, one of those two. I believe it's probably year 7. And we are in the preseason right now currently, as we did our little simulation through the free agency period and got up to the beginning of the preseason to see all of our overall jumps. And I needed some suggestions from you guys as to what to do with our lineup in order to make some changes. Now, surprisingly enough, you guys did leave a lot, and I mean a lot, of really good comments and suggestions as to what I should do for lines and what I should do for possible trades for this team to make it a little bit better. So, overwhelming support is pretty much what I'm gathering is trade Simmons and put in Dryden Hunt on the team. So here's what is probably going to happen, boys. We're going to do this. This is probably what our offense is going to look like if we do decide to scratch Wayne Simmons. So if we get rid of Wayne Simmons on our team, that means we get to play Claude Giroux, Timo Meier, and that means Tyler Toffoli will more than likely be able to come back up to the second line to fill out that role. Yeah, we can leave both of those guys there. We can leave Tyler Toffoli. We can probably move Tyler Toffoli to a left wing now, back to his original left wing, and he could play on the second line there with Claude Giroux and Timo Meier. Now that there frees up a third line spot, since we moved Toffoli back up to the second, Murray Generous does get the opportunity to play on the third line with Reed McDonough and Sean Couturier. And now, since there is an open spot on our fourth line now, that opens up the door for one Dryden Hunt to be featured here onto the fourth line to play alongside of Wayne Moss, who will get the chance to play, and then we could also still leave Marcus Kruger down here on the fourth line as well. But yeah, Wayne Simmons, I believe, is going to get out of here. And I think that is what we are going to do right now in this video, is to trade Wayne Simmons. As much as it hurts me, you guys were putting some really good points out there as to why Wayne Simmons should get traded. Now, let's just do our due diligence here and just take a look at him right now. 86 overall, a 33-year-old Wayne Simmons. He is a second line forward. Once again, defensive category is good, shooting category is in the upper 80s, puck skills upper 80s, all around just a really good solid 86 overall. Two-way type of forward. His final year of that $5.8 million contract. The one thing that is going to hurt us is the chemistry the player morale with Giroux, Mason, Voracek, and Couturier. So those guys overalls are going to go down just a tad bit, but you guys were telling me to take a look at his progression over the past couple years, and it definitely has decreased after that 2017-2018 season. That was his best year, getting almost 35 goals, 35 assists, almost a 70-point season for Wayne Simmons. Granted, his plus-minus has been getting better. He did have a pretty good year last year with 58 points, but you guys were saying that his progression is basically just it's on a downward trend right now. He's getting older. He's dropped in overall coming this year, and I think it is time to get rid of Simmons. Now, what we get back for Simmons was, you guys were saying, I need a goaltender prospect. That is the one thing I need right now, because other than Howard McBride, who we aren't completely 100% sold on, even though he is a backup tendy, who also might get dealt in this trade along with Wayne Simmons, my only prospect right now is Nico Vixton and Howard McBride. But if you guys are willing to tell me to trade away McBride, I think that is the one thing that we should do here, is that we can leave Vixton in there since he still has medium potential for a backup. But we need that number one goaltender prospect in our system that we don't have. Now, there are a couple teams that do have that elite goaltender prospect, and unfortunately, it's going to be hard to get those trades to get done. So the first team that had one was the New Jersey Devils, and they had this guy, Jamie Canone, 71 overall, 19-year-old, medium potential to become elite, 6th overall pick in 2020, in last year's draft, 6th overall pick. It's pretty good. Bad thing is he's with the New Jersey Devils. It's a division rival, and I really don't want to make a trade with that. Plus, his trade value is insanely high, and I can't really afford that all too much right now. So that was one of the elite goaltender prospects. The next guy up is from the Montreal Canadiens, Ulf Danielsson, 70 overall, 19 years old, elite prospect once again. 2021 7th overall pick in this past draft. And the Canadiens do want to give him away because they do have Carey Price, obviously, who will still be goaltending for them for at least another 2 or 3 years. So they're fine with that. And they also have a low potential elite backup right here in Tobias Hansen, and then they also have Carter Hart as well. So they have 3 pretty good goaltenders that they have in their system under the age of 23. So the Canadiens are pretty good right now, and they want to trade this guy. But once again, the problem is trade value is just way too high, and the Canadiens do not have enough cap space to take on Wayne Simmonds. And the thing is, Mason for our team is on a 1-year contract at around $5 million. So I need somebody that can jump in possibly to the team next year if we have a bad season this year, and you know, we could trade a guy like Steve Mason come the trade deadline if we're not a good team. So we come to the Calgary Flames for this guy, Marshall Sydor, 20 years old, elite potential, 79 overall, 2019 28th overall pick in the first round. So a late first round selection by the Flames, but this guy seems to be a pretty good player. Once again, reflexes is in 4 stars, athletic 3.5. Puck control 2.5, not great on the puck control yet, but still, he'll grow into that. But yeah, he has the lowest overall trade value right now out of all the 3 elite medium potential prospects in the NHL right now. They are the only 3, and you know what? I think Calgary could definitely take him on because the Calgary Flames have $32 million worth of cap space, which is absolutely ridiculous. So we can send the Wayne Simmonds over to the Calgary Flames because I think Calgary could definitely use a player like Wayne Simmonds if we look at their overalls here and their forward core. I mean, they got Johnny Gaudreau, who's their first line left winger. They got Sean Monahan. They need another first line winger, and Wayne Simmonds could definitely help out that squad. Being 86 overall, he can fit right into their first line because their next best player is Michael Frolik. Now, I don't think the Flames will be a good team this year, but they can definitely make a little bit of a push maybe for a playoff spot if they get a guy like Wayne Simmonds, because their depth seems to be pretty good, like 83, Sam Bennett, 83, a lot of 83, so their depth might be pretty good, but other than that, you know, kind of really drops off pretty much after that. And then how's their defense look? Their defense is not really too good. So Calgary is probably not going to be a great team this year. Their goaltenders are okay, but we want to take away this guy Sydor because look at the amount of goaltender prospects they have. They have Mason McDonald, they have Yoni Ortio, who's 82 overall, but he's 30 years old. They have this guy who's a fringe starter. They have Brendel, who's medium potential for a starter. They have this guy who's also potential for a starter. Calgary has way too many goaltender prospects in their system right now, and you know what? We'll take the best one off your hands, Calgary. Thank you guys very much. So, Simmonds goes to Calgary. We pick up Sydor. Now, they have more than 45 skaters in their organization, so we're going to need to take back a player of some sort here. So, we'll just take away a low potential player. Low potential guy with literally no trade value. Maybe he has a... we could grab up one of these 2 guys. Let's grab this guy, Ollie. 24 years old, 77 overall, medium potential for a bottom 6 player. Yeah, let's take Earl Ollie with some really low trade value. And then we could also send back, because I don't think that's going to go through. Well, yeah, it's close. It's really close as to if it'll go through or not. We can send them Howard McBride back in this deal and then maybe get a draft pick in return from the Calgary Flames, because if Calgary's not going to be a good team, you know, I think we could really get a nice little draft pick here. Because I don't think Howard McBride's going to be anywhere really good, and Calgary does want to give away all of their draft picks this year. So we can try to snag back a second from Calgary for this trade, trading away both Wayne Simmonds and Howard McBride for a prospect goaltender. So we're relieving some cap space here with the Flyers for making some room on our roster, giving away a goaltender prospect which we're not 100% on, but we're getting back an elite goaltender prospect that can fill in on our team next year, more than likely. We get possibly a 24-year-old prospect that has a couple years to bloom into something, and then maybe we get a draft pick back from the Flames as well in order to really bolster up our picks. Now, if I only had a 3rd round pick, I'm going to throw in the fourth, maybe? No, I'm going to leave the fourth off the board right now and see if I can actually just grab this. All right, so Calgary's not going to be a good team, but I think this helps us out in the long run, and a bunch of you guys definitely wanted to see Simmons go. So, and we get the player that we wanted. Wayne Simmons, Howard McBride to the Calgary Flames for an elite potential goaltender in Marshall Sydor, Earl Ollie, and a second-round pick. Will this go through? Trade rejected isn't sufficient. All right. So we could maybe get back a third, or maybe we can send in like a fourth. Let's see if a fourth will get it done. Add in the fourth, maybe that'll push it through. Maybe a fourth and a fifth, and then we can get the second. Let's see if we add in a fourth and a fifth, could we get the second? If this doesn't go through, I'll just bump the second down to a third. That's still going to be a high overall pick in the third if Calgary's not going to be a great team. Fourth and the fifth, trade rejected, too far off. All right, so let's take those off. Let's add in the third round pick, and this should go through. Simmons, McBride for Sydor, Ollie, and a third round pick from the Calgary Flames. Trade accepted. On behalf of the Calgary Flames organization, I accept your trade offer. We'll see you out on the ice. So there you go, boys. One of our assistant captains is now gone. Wayne Simmons is gone. Wayne Simmons is out of here, and that is, you know, that kind of sucks, but it needed to be done. It doesn't look like a bunch of the guys really got hurt all too much from him getting traded. Reed McDonough went down to an 85 instead. Let's see overalls from the potential Wayne Simmons trade. How bad did some of our overalls get hit here? I mean, Noel's fine still. Giroux didn't get affected. Hunt went up to an 84, which is really nice. Couturier stayed the same. All those guys stayed the same. Yeah, all those guys stayed the same pretty much. Generous, I think, went down to an 85 or an 8 instead of an 86, or maybe Murray Generous was there. Reed McDonough, like I said, he just went down one. Grantham stayed the same, which is fine. Voracek still in a 90. Toffoli, Meyer, I think it was already at an 85. Gauthier, Alanko, yeah, all those guys are fine. Defenseman, anybody defense hit hard? Provorov, Sanheim, Gogolev, Bachman, Morin. I could have threw in Halischuk instead of McBride, but, you know, then the breaks. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, goaltender. Did any of our goalies get hit? Did Mace not like Simmons leaving? No, he's still at 87. He's fine. All right, but there we go. We got our elite potential goaltender there in Marshall Sydor, 20-year-old. 20-year-old. Definitely going to help us out on the team. All right, so now we can get to work here, boys, and actually really start editing this lineup up. All right, so let me take some time here. It's going to take a little bit of time to edit this lineup up the way I think it should be. So give me a couple minutes here, guys. I'll edit this up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so that took a little bit of time, but I do believe we have our lineups here for this Flyers team now. So on the first line, Earl Grantham, Nathan Noel, and Jacob Voracek on line number 1. Line number 2, Tyler Toffoli moved him from the right wing to the left wing. Claude Giroux in the center, and Timo Meier up there on the right side. Third line, Reed McDonough on the left-hand side. Sean Couturier in the middle, and then Murray Generous moved him from left wing to right wing, gets there. And then on the fourth line, Dryden Hunt, Marcus Kruger in the middle, and Wayne Moss, our grinder, down there on the fourth pair. So top 6 is still looking pretty nasty. The wingers are a little bit weak on the second line, but you got a guy like Claude Giroux to really help that out. Our third line's looking pretty good. Our third line is looking much better than our second line, I would say. Well, I'd rather have these two guys up there instead of Toffoli and Meyer. I'd rather have McDonough and Generous instead of those two. But we'll see how they work out, and I like my fourth line a good bit, especially because of Dryden Hunt. Even though he is a third line checker, we want Hunt to be a fourth line player. Now, defensively, I'm going to try something a little bit different this year. I'm going to have Shane Gostisbehere and Travis Sanheim as the top pair. I'm going to move Provorov down and pair him up with Ulf Bachman, because I want to see if playing over Ivan Provorov in the top 4 role will actually help his progression or not. I really want to see that. And then the bottom pair, we have Arthur Halischuk and Samuel Morin. Power play lineups are going to look like that, with Noel, Giroux, Voracek, Grantham, and Gostisbehere, and then McDonough, Couturier, Toffoli with Provorov and Halischuk. And then penalty kill basically will be Noel and Generous with Moran and Sanheim. Hunt and Couturier with Provorov and Bachman. Obviously, we'll make some changes if we need to. And then Steve Mason with Calvin Pickard backing him up for the NHL roster. And then our scratch players right here, Kyle Chipchura, one grinder, one scratch forward, Julien Gauthier, depth forward, Terrell Martins, depth defenseman. So we're pretty good on that front for the NHL. AHL, we got Nicholas Aube-Kubel, LaBerge, and Alanko on the first line, O'Sullivan, Magali, Manlow, Lindbaum, Cullimore, LaBarbera, Fighton, Ollie, and Gumas. Probably should sign maybe another AHL player for our team, but you know what? I'll let it slide for this year. Make sure I get a couple guys next year. And then, defensively, we're going to have Gogliev and Burish. Gogliev probably will get put on the trading block for right now. Ben and Davis, Perez and Comrie. And then in the nets, Sidor and Vixton are our two goalies in the AHL. But we are ready to go here, boys. We are ready to get things rolling underway here in the NHL. We have to do a couple things, though. Before we get started, let's go to our trading block. Edit up our trading block a bit here. Let's wipe these things off our board for right now. Let's go to defensemen and put some guys up on the trading block. One being which was Gogliev, right? Mikhail Gogliev, the defensive defenseman. Yep, so Gogliev is definitely going to get put on the trading block. Draft picks, I believe we can try to get rid of the St. Louis Blues draft pick as well, because that's going to be our one first for this year. But we can see what happens. Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna leave Gogliev there on the first. We'll keep our two first round picks. We'll have to see how good or bad St. Louis is doing throughout the year. Let's manage up our rosters, captain season jerseys. So it's Giroux, Noel, and Voracek for right now. I really should give a defenseman a assistant captain. Ghost honestly should get it, or Provorov should get it, but I don't want to mess with the chemistry right now. So we'll leave it our top line. Those top line players obviously will get the captaincies. I don't care about the AHL for right now. But I think we're good to go, boys. I think we are good to go to get some simulating done in this video. Alright, let me save my game, just so I know anything doesn't crazy happen. No freezes or anything like that. Alright, we're good to go. And we can go to the calendar here. I believe auto-rotate goalies and everything like that is fine. We should be good to go here, so we can start off our regular season. It looks like we're going to have a home game against the Detroit Red Wings to start off our season this year and get year number 6 or 7 underway for us. Alright, so scouting assignments. Let's see, what do we need now for our squad? We're looking pretty good for wingers right now, it seems. Yeah, let's continue to just do the forwards here. Let's go to the QMJHL for 6 weeks for forwards. Start off with the forwards right now. Should be good for defensive prospects for the time being. And we pretty much almost go undefeated in the preseason with our team there, except we lost the last game against the New Jersey Devils. But we are going to start off this season at home versus the Detroit Red Wings. So we can hold ourselves a team meeting, get everybody some player morale boosts as it seems to be going for right now. Alright, so we can have ourselves a meeting. Real season is here. Once again, let's just take option 2, as that did seem to work the best for our squad. And let's get it rolling here. Game number 1 against the Detroit Red Wings at home. Let's see how good this Flyers team will start off the year. Here we go. First period against Detroit, and okay, a 4-1 deficit. Byers, Matha, Nosen, and Riley Sheehan. Nathan Noel does get the only goal in the first, past Pierre Mrazek, but it's a 4-1 deficit for the Flyers against the Wings. Second period, 5-1. Yep, we can scratch this game. Yep, 7-2 shellacking of the Detroit Red Wings over the Philadelphia Flyers. So let's not do some in-game simulations for this first month here. Let's see if we can just do some quick sims of the schedule, and let's see how good our team's gonna go. Okay, so we bounce back with a 4-1 win over Tampa Bay, which is good, but then we lose 2 straight again against LA and Carolina. We lose against Buffalo. That's not great. Sean Couturier is injured with a sore foot, October 27th. You know what? That'll put Julien Gauthier into the lineup, or Kyle Chipchura, so let's just replace the player. 6-0 win over Calgary. So they put Chipchura in there, which is fine. Good year for rookies. That's fine. Alright, so we got a win over Calgary, which is nice. Sean Couturier is available to play in the team's next game. Yep, let's just do this real quick. So Chipchura. Swap him out for Couturier. Yep. Should put him in all of his starting positions. Lose against there. Shootout win. Alright, let's see if we can get back to 500 before the month is over. There we go. 2 wins here to end off the month. Come on. Give me a win against Montreal and a win against whoever that is. Anaheim. There's a win against them and overtime loss. Okay. So we kind of salvaged the month a bit. We started off losing, I think, 3 straight or 4. We lost, what? We only won 2 games out of our first 6. So we really went like 2-6 to start the year. Which is not great, or 2-5 to start the year, but then when we started to win, we won 3 in a row when we got points in our last, we had points in our last 4 games. So we definitely salvaged the month to start. Lehigh Valley is 8-1 to start their year, by the way, but not a bad way to salvage that first month. It was a very grim looking month, but let's continue to go things here. We're winning games. We lose against the Arizona Coyotes, which are going to be a really good team, which I can definitely understand. Arizona's going to be a good team. Alright, scouting assignment is already over with again. Let's go to we already did the QMJHL. Let's do the OHL for forwards. Let's just scout all the forwards in the Canadian Junior Leagues first. Win over the Caps. Alright, so we get 3 in a row once again. Maybe the chemistry just needs to click a little bit for this Flyers team. New lineups, new players. There we go. 5 straight. Steve Mason has been injured with a broken foot. His estimated return is December 21st, 2021. So he's gone for a month. Oh, man. Alright. Welp. We lose a goaltender. That's not great. Who are we calling up here? Sidor or Vixton? Vixton would have to go through waivers. Sidor does not have to go through waivers. So, guess what, Marshall? Picked you up this year. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. Welcome to the big leagues. First freaking day or year we picked this guy up for our team, and look at that, he's going right into the lineup. Marshall Sidor. Alright, we're going to have to roll in the back here of Calvin Pickard for sure, but Sidor is going to sit in the backup. Pickard will go down there for sure. AHL is going to just be the goaltenders. Vixton obviously will start, and I could just throw in Ouliette or Connor Knapp, both of which are pretty bad players. Who's younger? Let's see, Ouliette or Knapp. Let's go with Connor Knapp. Connor Knapp seems to be a little bit more well-rounded than Ouliette did. But there we go. All right, Calvin Pickard pretty much has to stand on his head now for the next couple months until we get Steve Mason back. And there's a 3-2 loss against Chicago. Maybe Sidor started that. Stuart Bursch is injured with injured leg, November 26th. Yeah, we can just replace the player. I'll make sure to get him back in the lineup again, but there's 2 losses, not great. Bursch is available to play. Lots of injuries so far. Alright, where was he at? Delisle. Yeah, Bursch goes in right here. Switch back to the NHL, and we're good to go. Alright, come on, boys. Let's get to the end of the month here. Try not to lose so many games. There you go. 4-1 over Columbus. Get another win over them. 4-2 win, and then 3-1 loss to Ottawa. Alright. So, we are here at December 1st. Record of 13-9-1. That month started off good. We won 5 straight. Lost 2. Won 2, lost 2. So still not a bad month. We only had 4 regulation losses and 7 wins in total for the month. Well, 7, 4, and 1 basically, right? Yeah, 7, 4, and 1 basically for that month, which is not bad. Not a bad month at all after the way we started this off. We're still in first place in the Metro, which is not bad, but we need to do a little bit of a stat update here and see how our team is playing so far for this month. All right, so 23 games played. We have 27 points. We do have a game in hand over the Carolina Hurricanes, so we do have a chance to move 4 points ahead of them, which is nice. Check out the entire league, see how we're doing. Arizona Coyotes are just on a hot streak right now. They're 23-1. My God, dude. I knew Arizona was going to be a good team this year. I knew it. get Robert Hagg on their squad, and they are just a dominant team right now for sure. Goals for per game, we are at a... What was our goals for per game at? Wow. What are we at? 3.0, 3.04, which is not bad. A lot of other teams will definitely come back down, but 3.04 is pretty good to start right now. It seems like we're really bad, but 3.04 is good. Goals against, we are at 2.73, which is a little bit high, but it's still around, like, what, top 10 in the league, which is not bad. We definitely need to cut down the goals against a little bit, for sure, but Arizona's top in the league for damn near everything. Power play percentage is at 29.17%, so the power play is on point so far this year. 72 power plays as well. Power play is almost at 30%, which is really, really good for the Flyers power play. And our penalty kill is at 89%, I think it's all. Yeah, so our power play is second, and our penalty kill is first. So our special teams, whatever our special teams right now are clicking. It's just, once again, our 5-on-5 is kind of the struggle, which is weird because we're scoring goals and we're letting a lot in. So it's really weird right now. But our special teams, I'm not going to touch. Special teams are clicking as hell right now. Home 5-6-1, away 8-3. But our last 10 we are 7-3, which is not bad. But that's good that our special teams are going very, very well so far. All right, forwards here. Let's check out the games played, and let's see who's clicking right now for the squad. Let's see how our team is doing. So Jacob Voracek, 25 points in 23 games for Jake the Snake. Not too bad. Earl Grantham with a 19 points. Want to hopefully get some more goals out of Earl Grantham, but 15 assists, 19 points is not bad. Nathan Noel, 19 points as well. First line is all minus. Interesting. Claude Giroux with 18. Claude Giroux with 18 points in 23 games as a second line player, 11 goals. Tyler Toffoli with 17 points, all assists. 17 assists for Tyler Toffoli. Sean Couturier with 16 points on the third line. Not bad. Probably getting power play time as well. Forgot about that. Reed McDonough with 15. Not too shabby either. Murray Jenners with 9. Meyer with only 7. So there's your weak point on the second line right there. Kind of want to move Reed McDonough up to the second line with Giroux and Toffoli. Get McDonough a little bit more time, you know, because Meyer doesn't seem to be working out all too great. Point-wise, Kruger with 6, Hunt with 5, Moss with 2. Chip Chara had 1 goal in the one game that he did come in here, though. A lot of our team is minus players, so hopefully our goal scoring gets back on the right side of things. Provorov with 14, Ghost with 12, Halischuk with 9 points, 7 goals for Arthur Halischuk. That's pretty good for him. Sanheim with only 3 points, Moran with 3, Bachman with 2. Interesting. A lot of our defense is negative as well. And then goaltenders, obviously Steve Mason is not going to be in there. Pickard has started every game that Steve Mason has been in there. We haven't started Sidor once. So Mason, after going out, 3.28 goals against average. Not great for Steve Mason. Pickard has a 2.12, 6-5, 0.926 save percentage, 1 shutout. Yeah, so not too great start for Steve Mason after getting injured, but Pickard is definitely doing his job, filling in for him for sure, and he's up to a 94 overall as well. All right. The way the stats show, it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with our team. It's just we're having some trouble winning games, and, you know, the way our team is looking right now. Only weak point right now is Timo Meier. 7 points on the second line while everybody else is in double digits. So that's kind of the weak point right now I'm seeing on this team. Like I said, I would really love to move Reed McDonough up here to the second line and move Meier down to the third pair, so that you have two two-way forwards and a power forward on your third line, which would really help our team out a lot defensively to cut down on the goal scoring and really bolster up that second line, especially with Giroux and Toffoli really feeding off of each other. So maybe we could do that, but once again, I don't want to stunt McDonough's growth, and McDonough does seem to be getting it done on the third line point-wise. So I don't know. Defensively seems to be a little bit weird. You know, I still want to continue to run with these guys and see what their progression is going to be like, and then obviously we still need to figure out what the deal is going to be with Steve Mason when he gets back. Obviously, he'll be back in December. Let's just check that out really quickly before we go. We should be at... Where's that? Injury report should be in here. Injury reports. So Steve Mason, December 21st. Okay, so He's going to be back at the end of the month, it seems. December 21st. How many games is he going to miss this month? 2, 5, 7, 2, 5, 8, 9. Maybe like 10 games in total for the month. So we got to still ride Picker for maybe 8 of them. Maybe we get Sidor in there for maybe 1 game or something. But we'll have to see. So you guys saw our stats. You guys saw what is happening right now with this Flyers team. We are in first in the Metro, which is nice. Definitely rebounded after our miserable start. Doesn't look like our division is all too great so far. Just looks like 4 teams right now with us, Carolina, Pittsburgh, and New Jersey to start things off, it seems. Are we missing a team? Let me see. Pittsburgh, Jersey, Washington, New York, the Rangers. Rangers are probably not even non-existent right now. But yeah, it just seems to be a 4-team race right now in the Metro with Philadelphia, Carolina, Pittsburgh, and New Jersey. Not even really New Jersey, more of just the top 3, Pittsburgh, Carolina, and Philadelphia. But you guys saw the stats. Let me know for some possible changes for our team. Fams are doing fine. They're 14-4-1. I ain't gonna touch anything down there. They're doing fine. And hopefully we can get our players back, and maybe you guys can leave some suggestions as to what we need to do with our team to maybe turn things around a little bit, and hopefully get our team back on the right track. But thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like, comment, and subscribe as always, and we'll see you guys next time.